thing about Juan Galt. He's not a troll. He's a well thought out, and most of his responses are well thought out.
Well, my responses are well thought out because I am skilled and trained in the practice of law. Stevens, on the other hand, is not. And he is not skilled in law for going on 20 years now, according to him.
The prosecutor made the objection that I have been repeating on the show, and I've been doing it on the website for 20 years. It's the same one. In 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. 20 years, and he has not learned a single thing. The most simple, basic concepts of law he has failed to grasp. He can't even recognize a prima facie case. And he doesn't know the difference of a legal determination made by an eyewitness, the cop, from a legal conclusion which only a judge can make. Therefore, he promotes the filing of motions that are moot and without merit. The reason Stevens writes these motions without merit and that contain gibberish is that he doesn't understand basic legal concepts like jurisdiction, due process, or common law, and frequently misapplies the meanings of court decisions, laws, legal procedure, and sometimes even the meaning of words. Now here's a sales pitch for his motion of denial of cross-examination. Listen very closely.
Officer goes on cross-examination. He is a witness. Yes, he wrote the ticket, but somebody else is actually prosecuting this. You have to have personal first-hand knowledge. Now, when I'm saying this, I know I'm repeating myself, but new people listening, and it's more for you guys. When the police officer makes these claims that the Constitution and laws apply because you're physically in Arizona and he has jurisdiction to stop you, a probable cause that you violated the law, those are all legal conclusions. And even that when the judge and prosecutor know exactly what he's doing, they still deny you and or me effective cross-examination. That's why I mentioned to Rick that a lot of times, yes, more often than not, our only real hope of getting this thing thrown out is going to be the cross-examination, because they will not allow the police officer to answer questions regarding his legal conclusions, okay? And this is why they lie to you incessantly, stating you can only ask the police officer questions about the facts about what happened at the traffic stop. Well, that's all you're doing. But they're so desperate to protect the prosecution. They are so biased that when the prosecutor makes a wrong objection, so you ask the question, you've already determined, then the cop has already stated that he witnessed you violate the law and that the laws apply to you. The moment Scar asked the witness, the cop, what evidence do you rely on to prove that just because I'm in Arizona, the laws apply and that you had jurisdiction to stop me? The prosecutor made the objection that I have been repeating. They do the same thing. Objection calls for a legal conclusion. The witness is not competent to testify. That's what was reported to me. Okay? And Scar can give us a firsthand account, hopefully on Wednesday or next Saturday. So, the judge just sustains the objection, even though all Scar did was ask for the facts. The cop has already given all these legal conclusions. See, this is the thing. They don't give a damn about whether he's qualified to make the legal conclusions that support the system. So if he is repeating a sacred cow, great, but they're not going to allow you to cross-examine him on that, and that is not fair. It doesn't matter if you say Marc Stevens is a charlatan, he's a con man. There is absolutely no merit to that, and there's no merit to denying somebody like Scar or me or you the opportunity to question a police officer on their legal conclusions. If he's qualified to give the legal conclusion, then he has to be subjected to cross-examination when he makes them on the record. If he's not qualified to make those statements, if he's not qualified to give legal conclusions, you have no business putting him on the stand. You have no business forcing Scar or me or anyone else to defend against his accusations. Because this is the thing. You are not defending against necessarily the prosecutor's legal conclusions. The prosecutor is just trying to prove the police officer's legal conclusions are true beyond a reasonable doubt. The police officer is the one who made the legal conclusions. This is not a real crime when you're in traffic court. All you're doing is going against it is a mala prohibita. It is only wrong because a politician said so, because the laws that they created out of thin air said so. It is not like you've been indicted where a prosecutor is it's the cop. And the cop is the one who has to have the proof. What did he base his probable cause on that the laws applied to you and you have violated them? Well, there isn't any evidence. None. Absolutely none. Which is appropriate because I have absolutely no time left.
Well, what you have just heard is 20 years of legal ignorance wrapped up in an emotional sales pitch to sell a motion for denial of cross-examination. The problem being is there is no denial of cross-examination, but Stevens lacks the knowledge to know that. Now, why asking a cop for evidence calls for a legal conclusion? Stephen gets this all conflated with a legal determination versus a legal conclusion. And this is basic legal knowledge that Stevens lacks and which his followers are too ignorant to realize. Evidence, as Stevens refers to it, is a legal term which calls for a legal conclusion. What an eyewitness, like the cop, experienced through their five senses are statements of fact which require first-hand direct knowledge. This first-hand direct knowledge, in addition to other knowledge and beliefs, constitute a legal determination. Any eyewitness can make a legal determination that they saw a crime take place. Only a judge can make a legal conclusion that the eyewitness's determination is admissible as evidence. Now, this is what Stephen sounds like when he's in front of a judge. And that's why, for the most part, they ignore him.
They can listen to me, like I do this all the time. They can listen to me, like I do this all the time. They can listen to me, like I do this all the time. They can listen to me, like I do this all the time.
Go home, folks.